Hey, Gemini, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your November 2024 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. Now, it does look like you have a surprise coming in, potentially in career, okay? But I also see this has to do with the heart, because your key themes for the month of November, you have gifts, you have career, and you also have mending. It almost feels for some of you, you've struggled in your career, you've struggled with accepting some of your gifts or second guessing or doubting yourself. For those of you that may be in a collaboration, or you're trying to be a part of a team environment, or maybe even attract or call in clients, I see that there's a gift here or a surprise that maybe you don't quite see coming. And I feel like there is a repairing. There seems to be a sense of recovery, mending, repair work. We're going to look at health today. We'll look at finances, abundance, love. What do we have here for Gemini in the month of November? All right, we do have the moon showing up here. And when we have the moon, there can be some issues with mental health. So just be mindful of not overthinking. Try to avoid substances, drugs, including sugars, things of that nature that can alter your mental state, because there could be some things that show up for you this month and you're being asked to find balance mentally and let go of overthinking, over processing. It feels like something is very saturated here. You know, when you water a plant, right? And you can cause root rot in that plant if it's too saturated. And I feel like there is an oversaturation of the mind showing up here, Gemini. Also, when it comes to health, and please see the disclaimer in the description box below, there may be a disorder or something you want to get checked out within the lymphatic system. Okay, there could also be sleep issues or unsolved issues within the body. So perhaps you go to the doctor and they say, oh, you're perfectly fine, but you know you're not perfectly fine. There could be something hidden, right? This could also be autoimmune. This can be things within the body that, you know, you may be guided to feel like it's one area, but it's actually a symptom from something else. So that is something to look into in the month of November when it comes to health. Also, because I'm getting lymphatic system, get the body moving, get outside, go for a walk, do some yoga. I am getting here the body, the circulation. Some of you may even benefit from, I believe it's called a balance plate. I have one myself. They're super amazing. You stand on it, you can sit on it, and it shakes up the energy, and it can really help with maybe sciatica. It can help with pain management in the hip region. But I am getting mental health for some of you. So talk to a loved one, a professional, a coach, a guide. Some of you may be in mental health. That could be part of your career. It could be part of your gift as well, is breaking through limiting beliefs, and you may help other people shatter old illusions and overcome fears with that moon card. Things that may have been hidden from you, I feel like they're coming to the surface this month in order for you to heal, in order for you to mend. So we're just getting all your cards out here. Oh, you do want that one. Okay, we're getting all your cards out here. We have the mask. There's something being exposed. Yeah, there, and you are the mask, Gemini. And I feel like there is a new opportunity for long-term growth, for sustainability, for better health. Because at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the King of Swords. And that can be Aquarius, but it can be, you know, air element, which you are air. But I do feel like there's something brewing below the surface that is going to bring in a new opportunity for you. And this is something sustainable, long term. You can trust it. But starting off, you have the gift card. And whenever this shows up, this is a spiritual gift that some of you may have been doubting due to the mind coming in, right? The mind coming in and kind of blocking you, right? Blocking you from believing in oneself. It could also be other people's words squawking in your ear. You can see the crow is right next to his ear squawking, and it's causing a bit of a headache. So be mindful of other people getting in your ear. It could also be beliefs that you have that you may not even realize because it could be showing up on a subconscious level, but something is showing up this month specifically for you. It could be that Scorpio season, which is the majority of November. Scorpio season is all about rebirth, right? Endings, bringing in new beginnings. And I see that you are very powerful, Gemini. You have a lot of gifts. You have the gift of collaboration, communication. You have the gift of the heart, being able to see things and know things that other people don't always know or see. And I feel like you're meant to express yourself on a broader level, or express yourself where you do feel valued, you feel heard, you feel understood. And I see here that there is a surprise element to something you're going through at this time. You may not see it yet because the moon can still bring about illusions. It can bring about, things that are hidden from us, shadows, secrets. And I feel like by the end of the month here, you're going to have clarity. There is a sense of a new beginning that is showing up for you during Sagittarian season. That's the end of November, majority of December. And you're activating your spiritual gifts. There is a new offer coming in for you with that Ace of Pentacles. It could be a home. It could be a job. It could also be that some of you may be connecting and working with a new mental health professional. You may also be seeking guidance from either an AODA counselor or someone who has experience cutting things out of their body or their mind or their life that no longer serve them. I'm also getting here focusing on health and food, maybe malnutrition. Some of you haven't been eating the best, or you've been, embracing the energies of things that, cause a little bit of imbalance. And I see that has maybe, I'm getting the word capsized, okay? It's almost like a ship being capsized. It's almost like the energy of something you've been ingesting or putting into the body, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever this is here. It feels like it's kind of drained that life force. Maybe that's why malnutrition is coming in. It's like you haven't been feeding it. If anything, it's been a struggle because of the Five of Swords here. But I see that recovering, that shifting, because you have the mending card. And this is about bringing things together and forgiving, healing, repairing, therapy, and maybe even surgery of some sort. It could be psychic surgery. It could be healing while you sleep. It can be an actual surgery coming in here. Some of you, this also has to do with the feminine. This can be menstruation. It can be menopause. It can be the cycles of the moon. It may even be mother issues with that moon energy showing up. There may be some mental health situations that you've had to deal with, maybe with a divine feminine in your life or within yourself. But I see that you're working on healing this, repairing it, and mending in order for you to fully activate a very big part of yourself, which in turn could also help you career-wise. Some of you are climbing the ladder. There's a new opportunity I see with that Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You might not see this quite yet, but I actually feel like you're confident. You have a sense of confidence here about your new beginnings. There's a sense of confidence here, or at least you're rebuilding this up. Perhaps you were insecure or you had lost confidence in a situation, but I do see there's advancement. There could be a job change, a promotion. Some of you are really diving into a side hustle that could be your full-time gig at some point down the road. But with this career card showing up, I feel like this is expansion. This is growth. This is taking your gifts to the next level. And in order to do so, you have to push through some insecurities. You have to push through perhaps competitiveness or control or, again, insecurities. Because I do see the Queen of Wands, but she came out a little bit sideways here. Female or male, it doesn't matter. But the Queen of Wands can be the entrepreneur. She is magnetic and artsy and witty and attractive and bold. She is someone who is able to deal with other people. You may be really good with that communication piece, right? Working together, and people want to listen to you because you're leading by example. And I feel if you have had some doubts, if you have had some fears around your career, which we'll look into all areas here, Gemini, but I do see there's a major opportunity for you to let go of, I don't want to say materialism, but to let go of a narrow-minded concept or a one way of achieving success when you actually have something that's opening up for you that feels more like who you are meant to become. Okay, who you are meant to become with this Four of Pentacles. Don't let pride, arrogance, ego get in the way. I feel like you're being humbled here, and you have gifts, and it's okay for you to showcase them. It's okay for you to be proud of them and to put them out there. But I do feel like you're letting go of some sort of insecurity that has kept you safe or kept you within a comfort zone, but you're ready to step out. I see that here for you. You're ready to step out. Now, because we have the memories card showing up at the bottom of the deck, it does feel like some of you may be stuck in a bit of nostalgia, or there may have been a situation of the past that you've hung on to for quite some time, and it may have caused mental imbalance with that Five of Swords. This could be someone that took advantage, right? Or it could have been you felt like you were taken advantage of. Maybe someone was selfish. This can also be resentments. It can be conflict. It's, knowing when to fight for something, when to walk away. And I feel like there are good and bad memories associated with something that has been challenging, but you may be focused on learning through the shadow, learning through some of the lows that had come up in the past. And I feel by doing so, it's actually going to give you strength and confidence moving forward. There is an energy of the past. Someone may be coming back in. You may be uncertain about it. This person could have left you with a lot of headaches. I'm getting a lot of maybe second guessing or doubting yourself, doubting your abilities. Maybe that is an actual physical person coming back in, or it could be some triggers of past energies that are meant to be healed this time around, okay? Maybe you're responding in a different way than you have in the past. But I feel like you do have history here. There is a sense of history, a sense of nostalgia, a sense of memories, but I feel like you're wanting to create some new ones. And there is a forgiveness, there's a healing, there's a repairing showing up from something here that you've gone through in the past. Because you've done a lot of soul searching. Yeah, you've done a lot of soul searching. It's like you're being guided to move forward in a new direction. And I also see a letting go. So you may have let go of something, someone, or it could even be a pattern or a habit in order to evolve. And that's what I see you still working on at this time with that Four of Pentacles. Like, how do I liberate myself? How can I gain the closure that I need and not keep looking to the past as you know, a repeat. It feels like there may be a repeat of a cycle coming in, but that's where you have the mending and the gift card, because you're being guided here to maybe take a new path, to take a new approach, but to trust in the unknown. Trust in the unknown. Now, you start off again with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is magnetic. She is someone who, again, she's a natural leader. She's very creative. She's artsy. Her art shows in the way she dresses, how she smells, how she takes care of herself, in her craft, whatever she's focusing on. She is someone who's bold and she's wise, but when she's not feeling her best, right, due to maybe mental health, due to physical health, emotional health, you know, she can feel very wounded, very insecure, sometimes controlling or bossy or better than. And I feel like there's a situation here that has humbled you, or perhaps you have dished out some humble pie to someone else, okay? To someone else, because I see here that there are people that you're working with. Three of Pentacles can be teamwork, making that dream work. This could be in your family, right? It could be your family life. It could be people that you work with, clients. This can also be a friend group, a community. The Three of Pentacles is skilled work, collaboration, and cooperation. And I feel for some of you, you are dealing with someone who didn't want to put in the work, or they didn't want to put in the effort. Maybe you were working with them literally in the career sector where they caused you a big headache. It almost feels like you had to clean up their mess, right? You had to clean up their mess because maybe they weren't pulling their weight and you had to keep going back over it. And I feel like you were taken advantage of, or it really caused you to maybe go into that Queen of Wands in reverse, maybe controlling or bossy, because you were fed up, for some of you. And for others of you, if this is a family dynamic here, I feel like you may have lost a little bit of your vitality. You may have lost a little bit of, you know, your pizzazz. And I see there's a renewal coming in here. Now, Five of Swords, I don't love the Five of Swords. When it comes to mental health, it's a big old headache, and we don't want to deal with a big old headache, but there's something around you bringing this energy together, so there can be collaboration, so there can be some sort of healing. So there could be some uncertainty at the beginning of the month and how to move forward. Now, Scorpio energy, which is also related to the water, the moon. This is Pisces with the moon, but that's your fellow, well, no, hold on one second. You're Gemini, but I do see here that there's water, there's emotion, there's something here that feels like it's holding you under. With the moon, you see, though, that you are showing up as a mermaid. I feel like you can breathe better once something is out in the open, once you embrace maybe closure or letting go. Five of Swords can also be battle of the egos, victory through dominance or control, but that comes at a cost. So be mindful if you are the Queen of Wands, or if this is someone in your life, Gemini, be mindful of ego. Be mindful of illusions. Someone could be keeping secrets. Someone could be taking advantage of you. Someone may also be bullying, manipulating, or just causing conflict where conflict doesn't need to be had, right? There could be easy resolution to conflict, but sometimes we can't always see that when the moon is present. Okay, I do see that there's some sort of truth coming out. This could be your intuition is finally poking up because you have the gift card. So I see that through some sort of illusion or fear, you're coming to the surface. And what's coming to the surface is that Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning here. But again, when it comes to health, just be mindful of mind-altering people, mind-altering substances, foods, anything of that nature, because you want to have a clear mind moving into this new energy. because this new energy looks like it's emotionally satisfying. Knight of Cups. Now, if this is regarding career, you have the ability here to climb the ladder, to advance and feel emotionally fulfilled, to feel emotionally satisfied with your work, being of service, the people that you work with. If this is love, which we'll look into love, we'll look into career separately as well. But if this is a new love connection, I feel like there's still some wrinkles, we'll call them wrinkles, to iron out. And I feel like there is an offer showing up with the Knight of Cups. Okay, Knight of Cups is the classic romantic. He is someone who follows his bliss. He's open to love. He wants to have that emotional depth within a situation. And there is, look at that. I mean, with the moon, there's some sort of emotional depth. But I also feel like the Five of Swords is about ironing out the wrinkles when it comes to collaborating, when it comes to working together. And your outcome being the Four of Pentacles is, do I hang on? Do I let go? How do I find the balance? Because you don't want to lose yourself. What is she hanging on to? She's hanging on to her purse for dear life, right? What do we have in our wallets or our purses, right? We have the things that we want with us when we need them, right? Our identity, our ways of currency, of being able to pay for things and buy things, right? We also have, ways of communicating, technology, typically a phone, typically, maybe some gum, or, and these things may seem insignificant, but when you look at them through a different perspective, it can be, your chapstick, or things that help you feel more ready or more prepared or at more peace. And I feel like you want to hang on to those things, right? You want to hang on to them, but by opening up to this Three of Pentacles, there's something here about you feeling like you're losing yourself in the process. So that could be something worth looking into, okay? Four of Pentacles is also about managing your resources and finances. It's a need for stability. It is saving up for something that maybe you really want, okay? You could be saving up for your future. It could be a home. It could be travel, whatever it is that you want. I do feel like you're being frugal, or you're being resourceful here. You're trying to find balance when it comes to your stability. But I feel like you're trying to do so in a non-possessive way, because there is something here about possessions. There's something here about materialism that you may be struggling to let go of. Okay, this could also be an old identity that you may still be hanging on to, Gemini. And I feel like you are meant to grow into who you are meant to become. And that may require letting go of old aspects of yourself in order for you to be reborn and be humbled moving into this next phase, this next chapter of your life. Yeah. I also see some of you withholding affection. You could be withholding affection, or you could be hanging on too tight to something. It's just like water, right? If you try to grasp water in your hand and you squeeze it when you're trying to take a drink out of it, it's all going to come out your fingers, right? Because you're hanging on to it too tight. So if this is you in parenting, be mindful of what you are grasping too tightly onto. If this is you in career, are you judging maybe too harshly or holding on to things a little bit too much that's causing a headache here? How can you find that balance? Now, Four of Pentacles is also about spending, right? It can be scarcity mindset. It can be hoarding. And I feel like you're meant to clear out the clutter quite physically. Some of you may be wanting to update the home and clear stuff out. Maybe send to Goodwill, send to some place that other people will utilize it. So maybe some of you are clearing out clutter in a family space, Perhaps you lived with a hoarder, or you have a family member that is like a pack rat, right? Hangs on to everything. Now this could be you, or it could be someone that you've dealt with, and it's caused not just an eyesore, but it's caused a headache. And I feel like you're meant to go through some stuff. Maybe it's your drawers, your closets. It can be, combining. Some of you may even be combining assets here with the Three of Pentacles. And I feel like there are certain things that you don't love, but you are working through. You're working through here with the mending card, okay? And I do feel you are able to find that balance between the spiritual and the material. And some of you may need to take a little bit of a time out. This can be take a little bit of time to maybe take a nice hot bath. You may even, if you have the luxury of having a hot tub, sitting in that. This can be taking a nice long shower when you get home from your work. There's an energy of water. Maybe you live by the water, you live by a stream, by a lake. The water is going to be very healing, very beneficial. And I also see that full moon coming up mid-month for you. That could be a time where everything is out in the open, and that's when this healing really starts to come into full effect with the letting go card here at the bottom as well. All right, what do we have for career, finances, money, wealth, and abundance? Some of you are not feeling fulfilled, right? It says unfulfilled here. You could have an emotional attachment to a job that is no longer serving you. There is something here of attachment with that Four of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you could be emotionally attached and subconsciously you're not realizing it. And it says, explore your wants and needs. Consider a change. Because this Scorpio season is all about change. And I feel like this is part of your path here at this time. If you're unhappy with your income, but too scared to make any changes, this is the time for you to reevaluate and step into the unknown with the moon card here. Some of you are parents, okay? Parenthood. And I was picking that up with the Three of Pentacles. I do see the children. That may have been a struggle for you. This could be adult children. It could be children of any age. Healing your own inner child will help you heal money. So for some of you, this has to do with your own inner child. You could also work in a profession that deals with children, such as a caregiver, a teacher, pediatrician, or any other career centered around maybe childhood work or healing that inner child. Don't forget to nurture yourself while you work towards your goals. And that was a message that was coming up. Some of you are in need of a rest or a break. And it is important. Some of you are saying, Mel, I don't have time. This right here, this nurturing oneself should be top at your list, right? That is what you make time for, not the other way around, right? Because this is going to be your lifeline. For those of you that have any Taurus in your chart, check out that reading as well. Or if you are on that cusp, Taurian cusp. And I do see here healing that aspect around, again, children, or looking at some conditioning that you've had very early on, because you may be reprogramming, you may be mending and repairing some of what you've learned as a child in order for you to be the best parent that you can be, or the best, parent to yourself even. You may be a helper, or help is coming in for you, Gemini. Think before you offer help, but set healthy time boundaries. So managing your time, managing boundaries, not letting other people push or pull, like crossing boundaries or disrespecting your boundaries here. You could be someone who helps others, right? A cashier, sales rep, call center, or any field where you assist. You could be an assistant of some sort, or this is someone that you need to bring in to help you manage the stress. Make sure your goals are yours and not someone else's. And that's what we see with the Queen of Wands. And we see in this group setting or group dynamic, It could be that you're not being heard, you're not being listened to because someone is maybe very egotistical, okay? Someone could have an inflated ego, or someone could be very bossy, very controlling here. And I just see that boundaries need to be strengthened or created here, because you can offer help, but you don't have to lose yourself in the process. It's time to break out. It's time to break free. You are the rebel, Gemini. I love the rebel card because this is about being a system buster. Some of you are entrepreneurs. You may be teaching others a better way. It said limiting beliefs could be limiting your abundance. So again, mental health, getting your mind right, working with a coach or a therapist, someone who can help you reprogram or focus on self-love, focus on bringing more abundance in through shifting of the mindset. I'm getting mindset coach. Yeah, some of you could be a mindset coach, or you're looking to one. It says you are a trailblazer meant to pave the way for future generations. And because you have the children here, or the parents, this could be for your own children. Some of you have a lot of people that look up to you. And I feel like you are meant to pave the way by being a good role model, by being someone that is magnetized, this Queen of Wands. This is being your own, rebel, and breaking against the norm or the tradition, even though it may upset the status quo. I feel like it's important that you speak up. It's important that you are heard. It's important that you trust in the unknown here. You're very intuitive, Gemini. You have the gift of intuition. You have the gift of being able to feel your way through the darkness. And I see here that some of you may have struggled again with like sleep issues. I think I mentioned that in the beginning, but it can also be migraine or headaches, things of that nature. Get that looked at if need be, but also meditation and mindfulness and yoga practices, taking that mental break, that's going to help you regulate your nervous system, your lymphatic system as well. And I just see you focusing on bringing stability to your body, to your mind, to your soul. All right. What else do we have for career? There's an opportunity to collaborate or work with others this month, but I also feel like someone is being a prude. I'm just going to put that out there. Someone's being a prude. They're really hanging on to their pride, their ego, and that could block the flow. But I see that is either you're ironing out that wrinkle, right? Or there's a new person coming in that kind of steps up the game a bit. There's someone new that shows up and says, well, let's do it this way. Let's be open. The way in which they approach may be different. And you may be saying, well, why does that person, how can they get through to them? Or why does it feel like they listen to that person? And I just feel like, having some fresh energy into the mix helps out. And it doesn't mean that you are not good at what you do. It doesn't mean that you're not skilled or not talented, but I feel like it's a fresh energy coming in where maybe someone that normally doesn't speak up needs to speak up, and that changes things. But I see a mending, which is good. Now let's look at love, partnerships, relationships. Oh, ow. All right. Some of you have been backstabbed. No wonder you have the Five of Swords. Yeah, some of you have been taken advantage of in the past. It could be that memories card that we've seen. It could be something that happened a while ago with the old school. And because you've been stabbed in the back, you keep replaying this event over and over in your head, or there is a conditioning that got you all tangled up. Look at the cassettes. They are tangled. Remember when you used to listen to cassettes and that the tape would come out and you'd have to wind it up with your finger, and it just took time and energy and patience. Sometimes you just throw the whole thing away because you're like, it's a lost cause. I'll just buy a new cassette. I feel like for some of you, that could be what you're contemplating. Do I throw it out? Is it worth salvaging? Is it going to play the same? Is it going to end up, strung about here? But because we have the backstabbing card with the 5 of Swords, this can be, again, any area where you do deal with others, partnerships, whether it be romantic, whether it be family, whether it be coworkers. Someone has lied, deceived, attacked. There may have even been some sort of an attack due to someone's ego. But the 5 of Swords is an unfair fight. It is petty arguments. It's, bullying and deceit and anger and rage. And I feel like someone definitely was not being upfront. There may have been dishonesty, lies spread with the Moon card, and a lot of heartbreak and pain that I feel was very unnecessary. And there's clarity and truth coming out. So this is good because yes, we don't want to be in that 5 of Swords, that Moon card, but I see that with the Sword and Rose towards mid to end of the month or around that full moon, there's going to be clarity and truth and understanding and acceptance and healing and mending. There's a revelation that comes up that you didn't have quite prior that brings the truth to the surface or exposes something that you needed to see to fully release, let go, or heal. Trust your intuition through this process, Gemini. Honor and protect. That could be part of why the 4 of Pentacles is showing up. Remember what I said about her gripping on to that purse? We keep our possessions, the things that identify us. So it could be your values, your beliefs, your core, core of who you are, in a sense that you are wanting to protect and honor. And there's this sense of determination within you with that Queen of Wands. There is a determined Gemini who is saying, I am going to open myself up to a new way of being. If my thinking is outdated, I'm going to upgrade, right? If you've been replaying an event over and over in your head, I feel like you are turning the page here. Some of you are closing the book and starting a whole new chapter of your life, a whole new book of your life, right? On to the next book. And I feel like you're getting to a place where you feel a lot more balanced. Again, you're balanced because you're powerful. You're going to push through here any struggles that you've dealt with, health-wise, financially, emotionally. But I do feel like you could be listening. Try to be mindful of what you're listening. They're pointing to the ears. Try not to get lost in media. Try not to get lost in other people's views. Try not to get lost in the external noise. Listen to your own intuition here. That's why the moon is showing up, and that's why we have the cassettes. Some of you may be listening to music. If you're listening to music that brings up nostalgia, you may want to switch your genre. Right? And it doesn't mean that you can never go back and listen to that, but I feel like there's something about the frequencies holding you in place, and it's time to switch it up a little bit. You may want to listen to something that is completely new to you. It could be something more uplifting. It could be, symphony or orchestra. It could just be the musical notes, not necessarily the words. Some of you are singers. Some of you work with music. Maybe you're a music teacher. All right. And lastly here, Gemini, we have the mask, which is interesting again, because there's something coming to the surface. There's a mask that you're taking off here. This is the persona, basically. It is the performance, the reveal. We often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity. So again, 4 of Pentacles, she's hanging on to her identity. So there's an important message for you here, Gem. Yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows. The mask gives voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. You are in the realm of theater, so anything is possible. Speak with others' voice, embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. And we said that in the very beginning of your reading. Expansion is a big key theme for you this month. Take up space, I'm hearing, Gemini. Don't be afraid to take up space. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying on new masks too. No one is sure who is who, right? It sounds like the cat in the hat, right? It sounds like a Dr. Seuss riddle here. It's likely you've become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into this perception bending time. Oh, wow. Fall face forward. Take off this mask and put on a new one. That's exactly the energy that I'm picking up in the entirety of your reading, because we all wear them. We all are shifting. We're all adapting. There's so many different versions of ourselves. Hang on to the true core, things that you are always going to hang on to, but don't be afraid to step out of the comfort zone and put on a new mask. Play a new leading role in the stage of your life, Gemini. Trust this, because this is also about revealing what has been suppressed. There is a great reveal. And I said, you're the mermaid, right? You're the mermaid who's submerged underneath the water here. And there's something about you coming to life more so. It's like maybe you've always been that mermaid, but it's time to walk on land, right? Or maybe you've been walking on land for a while. It's time to kind of go into the depths, take it as it resonates. But this is about when it's in the dark, okay? When it's in the dark, which I feel like you're coming out of this dark. That's why you have the mending. The dark is all about concealing what is rejected. It's going further and further into that deep hole. And if you need to go further, then don't be afraid to visit it, okay? Don't be afraid, because you're born for it in a way. But if you've been submerged in that darkness, that abyss, that shadow for some time, it's time to come up. It's time to reveal what has been suppressed. If you want to go deeper, the masks of James Ensor, Joan Jonas, or Jimmy Durham. Now, I'm not sure how that plays into it, but you can look into their life or, do some research, and that can bring about some new revelations for you. As the Zen koan suggests, meditate on your original face, the one you had before your mother and father were born. Ooh, that's interesting. Think of a mask or costume you wore that felt empowering, marvelous, or fun. Who was it that you were being? Is that who still is within you? Now, for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of each month, I want you to drop that answer in the comment section below. And again, the question is, think of that costume you wore. Maybe it was during a play. Perhaps it was as an adult. It could be as a child. Maybe it was during Halloween. Maybe it was, dressing up and going to Disneyland. Whatever costume you may have wore. Maybe it was at a ball, or you wore a mask, or maybe it was a masquerade party. Whatever this was for you, who was it that you were being, right? Who was that? Is that who is still with you? For example, there were so many Halloweens that I dressed up as a witch, right? As a cop, as Batwoman, right? So as a child and as an adult, how does that play into who you are? Cats to me are independence, right? The witch is all the witchy vibes that I have. And, take that and see if that still exists within you. Is it time to come out, right? Come out of hiding. Some of you could be dressing up here as well in the near future due to maybe the holidays, or perhaps there is something you are attending. But again, drop that below. Let me know. What is it? What's the costume that you wore that made you feel empowered, marvelous, or fun? Is that part of you still alive within you? And if not, let's activate it. Let's bring that up to the surface here, Gemini. That is what I have for you, beautiful souls. November 2024, a profound month for you, Gemini. Embrace the gifts, embrace the opportunities. There's definitely a gift from the universe coming in, but remember that you yourself are the gift. That is what I have. Please hit that thumbs up button if the reading resonated. Drop your superhero costume in the comment section below. Subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for tuning in today, Gemini. Lots of love.